Hello, everybody. Welcome to another exciting episode of Jimmy's Jambox. We're back here again, and we're going to get on into it. But before I do, let me get all the stuff out of the way. As always, if you like what you heard, you like what you're hearing, and you think you're going to like what you're going to hear next, push all the buttons. Follow me here, follow me there, follow me everywhere. I'm on here, I'm on Spotify. Hopefully, I'll be on more things soon, but we're figuring that out. But now that we got that out of the way, let's go ahead and get on into it. Here is today's guest.
Hey, what's up, guys? My name is Kill Mxddy. Hi.
Hello.
How's it going?
Hello. Glad to have you here.
Thank you so much for having me.
First of all, quick shout out, y'all. She was super on top of the very first live stream, really like nice and polite and fun. Like just we had the best time. And so we're really glad to finally have you in.
Thank you so much. I was so excited.
Oh, yes. Oh, all right. Why don't you go ahead and introduce yourself? Tell us a little bit about, where you're from, what you do. Give us the general breakdown.
Absolutely. So my real name is Madeline. I go by Kill Mxddy. I picked my name as a mindset to kill whatever you do. You know what I mean? Like kill it. Like, kill it, Mxddy.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm from Southern California originally. I moved to Washington a few years ago, and then I moved to Portland a week ago.
Oh, well.
And now I am here.
Well, welcome here. By the time this comes out, it'll probably be closer to a few weeks ago.
Yes, exactly.
So welcome to have been being here as long as you've been here by the time this comes out.
Yes, exactly.
Yes. What got you into music?
Well, I've been singing since I was a kid. Not like professionally or anything, just singing. And in 2020, around when the pandemic happened, that's when I started like posting my songs on SoundCloud and, YouTube and doing covers.
Yeah.
And, but in like late 2022, that's when I met Jason from Burn Money Music.
Mm-hmm.
And we made my first official song together as Kill Mxddy. And we made Celery. And then from there, it's just gone on, and we've been making music, and I've been working on content and making reels and all that good stuff.
Okay. So yeah, it really kind of launched you into it.
Exactly. Yeah. It was so fast. I was like, ah.
Now, do you play any instruments?
I play a bit of guitar and piano, but I'm trying to learn more music theory because it's really cool.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, it's some people get it right away. Some people, it's just like a strange thing forever.
Yeah, exactly.
Like my old guitarist, this guy just knew you were like, I'm playing this. He's like, cool.
That's like that's a C major.
Diminished seventh with an augmented third. You're like, oh, you said a lot of words.
I'm like, ooh, math.
I'm sure they're all real words.
You
could have said anything. You could have been like, yeah, Allen wrenched. I'm like, I don't think that's a music term, but we're gonna let it slide. We're definitely gonna let it slide.
Those terms.
And this question is kind of a fun one. We ask it early on. It's definitely a crowd favorite. What was the first album you ever bought with your own money?
Ooh. Blurry Face by 21 Pilots.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I remember that's when I started I always listened to music, but I feel like in middle school, in 8th grade, that's when I really was like, oh, there's music out there. And then on the radio at the time, Stressed Out was always playing. And I was like, oh my God, who is this band? And I looked them up and I fell in love with their music. And from there, it opened the door to all the emo music and then branched out to all the other ones.
Perfect.
Yeah.
I mean, everybody's got to start somewhere.
Exactly.
Also, I feel like for the average person, that 6th to 8th grade window is where because it's the first time you go to a middle school where other people have come from other schools because they changed they're just
influences all over. Exactly.
It's a whole new melting pot. Your elementary school tends to be the same people,
and you're
for the
more of a
stretch
kid
of time.
too.
Yeah, so you can't pay it. Now that being said, there are some people who just grew up around
exactly.
It. So it's interesting when I get people who answer that way because they're like, oh yeah, my parents always did this, and then I did this.
Yeah.
And you're like, okay.
You're like, I see you.
Yeah. But I mean, everybody's story is so interesting because of just where it starts.
Exactly. And we're all different and everyone's expression is different. And it's beautiful to see how it comes together.
Exactly. Now, tell us about the first show you ever went to.
Oh, my first show was Bring Me the Horizon.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I was so hyped. I remember I ended up seeing Sleeping with Sirens and and Poppy. She was there too. Those were the openers.
I know exactly what tour you're talking about.
Yeah, yep. And I was just on cloud 9 because they're one of my favorite bands ever, and it also inspired me. I was like, wow, that's what I want to do. Always, of course, but I was just like, wow.
Now, what was Poppy's performance like? I kind of have to know.
Oh my God, she's amazing. I did not expect that. I've seen her on YouTube, and I was like, was like, yo, she's interesting. But her music is just crazy. She's so talented, and I love her style.
Yeah. She had her presence on YouTube was so strange.
I'm Poppy.
But her music is so cool.
It is really
it's
cool.
Just it's got this like it's like how do I put it? It's dense, but it's not hard to follow.
Mm-hmm.
So it feels really dialed.
For sure.
I mean, granted, she had the money.
Right.
But she is also talented, so that works out really well.
And it's really cool how her music is like so opposite than what her image is like. I'm like,
well, there's a story behind that I don't know well enough, so I can't.
Me either. I don't really know much.
Yeah, there's like a reason for like why like the YouTube thing kind of existed the way it was, and then why she suddenly started doing the music the way it was. Right. So there's something there. Somebody Google. Oh, somebody
let
Google
us
it and
know
put
in
it
the
somewhere.
comments.
Yeah, exactly. All right, now let's go ahead and dive into a little bit more of you as a musician.
Okay.
Describe your writing process. Do you have like a place you like to write, or like people you like to work with, or just like, is there a method, or is it just kind of whatever sticks?
Well, I can kind of like hear a beat and just write whatever I want or like am thinking of. But I do like just think of random things and I write them down in my notes all the time. Like I'm just always kind of writing in a sense, but if I need to like really write, I'm like, okay, I'm gonna sit here, I'm gonna write.
Yeah. Now, are you mainly like a vocalist, or are you involved in the smaller instrument sides of things?
I'm mostly a vocalist for sure. But I'm learning everything, like mixing, actual instruments and everything. I just want to be good at everything pretty much so I can do it all by myself.
I think it's important to know how everything works. Like
exactly.
I think, like in the band setting, the guitarist should go play the drum set. The drummer should go pick up the bass guitar.
Exactly.
The singer should like go get snacks for No, I'm kidding.
Only if they're Cheez-Its.
Yes.
Only.
And you have to have them in the freezer beforehand.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah,
oh,
that's
okay.
Fun fact. Yeah. The if you get the mixed bag of cheddar and Parmesan and you put them in the freezer, life hack, y'all. This is a real thing. I really do this. I promise. It's so good.
My brain.
Yeah. I don't know why. I can't tell you the science, but something about the cold and the mix of the two flavors.
That
it's delicious.
Sounds so good.
Yes, but this is definitely not a food podcast.
Yeah, no. That's the next episode.
It's a show.
Just kidding.
So let's go ahead and get back into this. Tell us about Celery. That's kind of like, that's like your big song. That's your moment.
Yes.
What was it like making it? What was it like performing it? Give us kind of like the whole details about that.
Absolutely. So writing it, me and my manager were having a conversation about food and what food we don't like at all. And I don't really like celery at all. I've tried it and it's gross. Anyways, then the song so he started playing a bunch of instruments from scratch and then there was the beat. And then from there, I recently went through a breakup during that time of when I wrote the song. So I guess it was like also kind of a diss to my ex. I'm sorry. But it wasn't really a diss. You know what I mean. But it kind of just writes itself. You know what I mean? Like the words just come to you. I feel like whatever you're going through at the moment, it kind of like projects in your writing. Like if you look at different artists and stuff, you can hear what they're all talking about. You know, like some are like, love songs. Some of them are like just rage. Yeah. It just depends on what you're feeling. And yeah, that was Celery. Oh, and performing it.
Yes.
The first time I performed Celery was amazing. Wait a minute. The first time I performed Celery was at Mano Occulta.
Okay.
And
shout out Mano Occulta.
Yes, that was my first time performing in general.
Okay.
Like actually. And I was really stiff, honestly, because I was really nervous. But I can say about the second time I performed it, because the first time I performed it, I could see everything that I did wrong. And then the second time I was like, okay, I know what I need to do.
You had to learn from it.
Exactly. So I started it off with a joke.
Oh, okay.
I was like, there's one vegetable that none of us like here. You know what that is? Celery. And then, boom, the music hit. And I just started singing.
I was going to say peas, so I'm glad you finished the
peas?
joke. No, I'm kidding.
I can't believe this. Celery. No, I'm just kidding.
Now, how many shows have you played since then?
Since, I think, like one show after that.
Okay.
I've been really busy working on a bunch of music.
Gotcha.
And, just getting everything situated with moving and school
and
all that stuff. Yeah.
Forgot you just moved.
Yeah.
Well, then tell us a little bit about like what's next? What ideas do you have going on? I mean, you don't have to give away everything, but like, tell us the direction you're moving.
Absolutely. So right now we're working on an EP. So it's gonna be like very summer vibes, you know?
Okay.
Going right into summer, and we need some jams. And then from there, after that, possibly work on an album.
Ooh.
And I'm very excited for that. That's gonna be my baby.
Okay. Now, I don't get a lot of people who are just like coming in here like, I'm doing an album soon. So I'm kind of curious, what direction do you want to go with the album? Like, are you more of like a storyteller in your music? Do you just kind of like do songs for the songs and just like arrange them in what feels comfortable? Like, tell us a little bit about that project.
Well, for me, I love doing all different genres of music. So are you guys ready for my big plan? I'm gonna do an album with a bunch of different genres. In this, like, the album is kind of like a welcome to me. Like,
Okay.
you guys are gonna see different things, my range, I guess. Since it's gonna be the first album, you know, like, I want to like give them some variety and range of what I can do, and they're all songs and different parts of my personality that I feel like the first album is really me. It's like a hello to everybody.
Okay.
For sure. Yeah.
I could dig that. Is it going to be like a multi-genre album?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
For sure.
Do you know what's the most like craziest genre you'll delve into, and then what's the most like comfortable one?
Most comfortable? Probably like pop punk and pop as well, and then hyper pop.
Okay.
I say those three are the main, like, most comfortable. I feel like least comfortable, not least comfortable, but least familiar would probably be like EDM.
Okay.
Yeah. I recently started listening to EDM and I love it. I think it's crazy and it inspires me as a producer. Like,
there's a lot of rabbit holes you can go down in the multi-complexity that is that genre in general.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like my shout out Cameron. He's a big fan of more of the like electronic styles of music. So anytime I like find something that I consider like really like textured and not just like specifically like that 4 on the floor vibe, I'm like, hey, maybe check this out. And he's always like,
what is this?
Yeah. Like, I remember I showed him Cone Sound when we were driving up to Seattle. Shout out Cone Sound. And he was just like, what is happening? Yeah, their sound design is untouchable. Definitely check them out.
I will, for sure.
Koan. Cone Sound. Somebody check me on that.
Sounds.
Yeah, Cone Sound. But
sounds amazing.
We're not here to plug other bands.
Yes, we are. We love all music. I'm just kidding.
Now we've kind of talked about, your foundation, where you started. We've talked about your music as it is presently and where you are. Let's talk about a little bit about, oh my goodness. Let's talk a little bit about what's coming up next.
Okay.
Do you have any gigs coming up?
I have a show at Rainbow City on the 30th.
Oh,
June
exciting.
30th. Yes.
Exciting.
I'm very excited to get back in there. I miss performing so much.
Yeah.
So I'm excited for that. And what else am I doing? I'm also doing school. I'm working on a bunch of school.
What are you going to school for?
Software engineering.
Oh, smart.
Yeah.
Smart. Good job. You can do remotely.
Exactly.
Easy to travel with music.
That's exactly my plan.
Easy to travel with music, yeah. Yeah, I know a lot of people who like tour regularly that's their move.
It's just so convenient, like, especially when you have so much to do. It's like, okay, I need something that I can take with me or I can travel with.
Yep.
And, like, just have that freedom, I guess, pretty much.
A lot of it's deadline based too,
Yeah.
not so much like 9 to 5.
Yeah, exactly.
So if you're staying up until like 3:30 in the morning because
it's like, easy.
Yeah, as long as you get up at like 1 instead of like 8 in the morning,
Mhm.
you can still work like 1 to 6:30, and as long as you're staying productive,
Exactly.
there you go. That's your whole
As long
day.
as you keep your screen open, honestly.
Yeah. Well, I mean, like
I'm just kidding.
if it's a deadline based place, they don't care about the hours worked as long as you get the job done.
Exactly.
Yeah. So contracted work most of the time. So no health benefits, but who needs
Hey,
those?
Who needs those?
Those are silly anyway. All right. Now, why don't you go ahead and we'll have you look at the camera for this one and tell us a little bit about, where people can find you. Give us all the ads, give us all the details, that kind of stuff.
All my platforms are at Kill Mxddy. Kill Mxddy.
Oh, I have buttons. I
Oh.
have to push them. All right. And then any big like shout outs, any plugs, anybody you want to put on while you're on here?
Shout out to Burn Money Music. Shout out to my mom. Hi, Mom. Shout out to all the homies, all my wonderful friends and musicians. You're amazing and know that you can do it all. Just start and try it out.
Well, y'all heard it here first. Just start and try it out. Worst that comes to happen is you have a bunch of instruments in your house.
Or you die.
I mean, yeah, I guess that would be pretty bad.
Yeah.
Don't do that last one.
Yeah.
Settle for the one I said.
Yes.
Have a bunch of instruments. And then other people play them and you become a vocalist.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I mean, hey, if it helps, like lyrics and vocals are the one things that just escape me.
Sing for me.
No. This is my show.
You're right.
But yeah, no, that's not, I'm a bass player originally, but
Okay.
but I'm better at drums than I appear to be because I don't have a drum set, so I'm not like practiced.
Right.
But it was like the instrument that I like leaned into with all my music knowledge after I'd been playing bass for an obnoxious amount of time.
Right.
And I was trained by 3 incredibly talented professional drummers
That's amazing.
that I just happened to work with.
Okay.
So I used to work at a Guitar Center.
Oh,
Yeah.
You're so lucky. I've always wanted to work at Guitar Center.
Yeah.
Back then.
Yeah. But I was like, there were these 3 dudes in the drum shop and they were all like they toured regularly. They were just dialed.
Oh,
They
hell
really
yeah.
just worked there and would like be like, hey, can we work here so we can have like discounts on gear?
Ooh,
And then
that's
we're just
genius.
gonna be and then we're gonna be gone for like 2 months at a time during the tour season. And then we're gonna come back for Christmas time when nothing's happening.
Exactly.
Yeah. So
Mhm.
it was definitely smart, but these guys were all super good. So every day I'd go into the drum shop on my lunch break. And either one of them would be like, hey, let's trade fours for 30 minutes. Or the other one would be like, hey, let me show you this thing real
Oh
quick.
my god.
So yeah, so it got to the point where we just were, I was learning from these people who are so good and so different that someone would be like, hey, why do you have your hands like that? I'd be like, oh, well, they said this. He's like, well, try it like this now.
It's great when different artists give you exactly like their learning experiences and stuff, and it inspires you, and you end up finding your own style. You know what I mean? Because like you're like, oh, I like the way he did that. I'm gonna take that and use it in my own way, and like it's so cool the way people and art and the world can just influence you and inspire you.
Yes. Now, we've tangented away from what was originally supposed to be the wrap up, and I realized I skipped 2 very important questions before the closing one. So we're going to circle back. We're circling back.
Hey guys,
No edits.
We're back.
So if you could work with any one artist or member of a group or band that's currently alive,
Oh, okay.
and it can only be one.
Oh, okay, I
It
got it.
can't be the group. It's got to be a person.
Okay,
Who would it be?
Johnny Marr.
Oh, you just had that ready.
Yeah, I thought about it for a second. I was like, who? And then I was like, oh, I know.
And why?
He is just such a talented artist and guitarist, and he's just so inspiring to me. He's just like, I love his sound, and I don't know, I feel like I could learn so much from him, and he could give such good advice, and then we'd make a banger.
There you go.
Exactly.
There you go. Now, if you could play at any one venue or location, if you play anywhere in the world, doesn't have to be a venue specifically, but it does have to be on the Earth.
Okay, so not Mars. Damn.
Yeah. Sorry, somebody else said the moon. We defunct that sound doesn't work in outer space.
Oh, damn.
Yeah, makes it a little tough. Also, that's a little too out of the budget for the Jambox universe.
Yeah.
But yeah, anywhere on the planet. It doesn't have to be a venue. It can be anywhere. It will be functional in that space.
Okay. That's a hard question. I haven't thought of that. Because like I want to go everywhere, but what's a good place? Paris.
Like just all of Paris?
Actually, the Tacoma Dome.
Okay.
Like I said, I'm from California, so like moving here, I've just been so in love with the Pacific Northwest, and the Tacoma Dome is just so huge and amazing.
Yes.
And I saw My Chemical Romance perform there, and I was just like, wow.
Yeah.
Like this is it.
I bet that was a good space to see them too.
Oh, absolutely.
Now, we asked about who you could, or if you could work with one famous person, who it would be. Who is a local artist that you're aware of that you haven't interacted with yet, but you would like to?
Like I haven't talked to them or like met them at all.
Yeah, like it's somebody that you're aware of that you're like, man, they'd be cool to work with, but just haven't had the opportunity to connect with them yet.
Oh my gosh.
You can look at your phone.
Okay.
Yeah. That's okay.
Thank you.
That's okay.
I'm sorry.
Also, I realized I never turned mine on silent, so thanks everybody for not messaging me during this.
You guys are the best.
They know. They know.
Someone that I haven't interacted with yet. I have no idea. I'm so sorry.
That's all right. That's all right. You're still new to this area.
Yes.
What about where you came from? Is there anybody that you would want to work with before you move down here that you haven't yet?
Ooh.
Remember, the show reaches Seattle now. Or, well, it will next week.
Someone who I haven't made music with yet. Or connected with. Editing gods, thank you very much. I'm sorry, I can't think of anyone.
No, that's all right. That's all right. That just means you've worked with everybody that you know of, and that's okay.
Not yet. I just can't think of any names right now.
Fair. That's okay.
I can name a local artist if you want.
Yeah. Why don't you go ahead and put one on?
I would love to work with Gaia Noel. I love her so much.
Okay. I'm surprised y'all aren't working on a song yet anyway.
We are, actually.
Oh.
But, manifesting.
There it is. All right. Now we're going to go ahead and wrap it up.
Okay.
I've got one last question.
Yes.
This one's a fun one.
Okay.
What is your guilty pleasure song?
My guilty pleasure song? When I was a young boy, my father. Yeah.
There it is.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Is. I mean, I think a lot of people like that song.
Yeah, but it's become such a meme now.
True.
That it's just like,
True.
You can't enjoy it without being like, heh.
Yeah. Internet music kind of has done that a couple times now.
I know, it sucks. I can't even listen to Can You Feel My Heart by Bring Me the Horizon anymore.
True.
And that was such a banger.
True. Or Africa by Toto.
Exactly. I was about to say some unhinged stuff right now, but it's probably... I beat my meat down in Africa.
Well, I welcomed that one, so that was for y'all. You're welcome.
He wasn't ready.
All right, y'all. We're going to go ahead and officially wrap this on up. This has been another exciting episode of Jimmy's Jambox. I'm Jimmy.
I'm Maddie.
And we're signing off. Later, y'all.
Goodbye.